So today, what I want to do is complete our Supermax, at least the setup for the Supermax, to get it in the proper place over here. And then I'm hoping that by the end of this video, we can also bring in our first death row inmate as well. So we'll have this area pretty much set up by then. I think I'm going to put a little staff room over here, although it kind of doesn't feel like I should do that because this is already established and ready to go for things. But I think the more places you can have staff rooms and people to go, I think the better. So we're going to get one over on this side too. And then once we get that taken care of, I'm also going to go over and finalize this stuff. Here is what I'm working on right now. Fight Club room is getting established right over here. And we have our only classroom for maximum security will be here. And then there's a meeting room here as well. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, including my dog being crazy. I know you heard that bark. Don't tell me. I've had people say, I don't hear anything. Why is he saying he's got dogs barking? That one you definitely heard. Welcome back to Prison Architect. Hope you're having a great day, guys. We are up to $94,000 on day 105 in the prison. And it's right before winter, I think. Yeah, it's in winter now, but it's not quite like freezing conditions yet, but we're getting close there. So I need to extend my power grid all the way out this way too. And I need to figure out exactly where I want this to go in here. So the way the cells are laid out with planning is we're going to have our canteen area where they're eating is kind of right here. And I may put a door here and a wall here. I don't know. I've kind of toyed around with the idea of maybe just leaving it open and then just having all my guards hanging out right here all the time. So if anyone's acting up here, then they can respond right away. But when they're eating, they're already in the area. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now on this. So I might leave this open instead of this wall. And then we have the cells. Now the cells are going to be all facing, I think, this direction. So these guys will have access to the canteen right away like this. And then these guys will have to come around to get in there. So all the doors will be facing this direction. And so it's very easy to get in there. But I'm also leaving gaps so that I can expand down if I need to, but also just to leave walking space around these guys, just to add extra space from the exterior wall, basically. It's not going to be that very big of a space. Like, we don't need a lot of Supermax cells. We're not going to have a whole lot of people like Ed Waymark here coming in. At least I hope not. And then these cells end up being 4x4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this ends up being the wall there. And 2, 3, 4, and wall there. So this ends up being like that. And then our walls will go up like that. So we're starting with 6 Supermax cells for now. The only thing I can think of to maybe do a little bit differently is to incorporate this area, because this is also the same size as a 4x4 area cell. So I could also do this and have 9 cells in here instead with a walkway for guards to move around and stuff. And then I can move the canteen for these guys to be over here. That requires them to exit the building outside in range of the snipers on their way over to the canteen. So I may do that. I haven't decided yet whether this area here is going to be useful or not, or if it's just going to be this big old wide open gap. Because I was tempted to just make it a big gap and just leave it alone. But I may need to incorporate this area for my minimum security prisoners later, because I don't think there's enough room for all those cells over here anymore. So we'll see. I may end up using that for something else, but that's just a temporary thing. I want to move this over so I can have a proper death row and everything over here. Now for these cells, we want to do something very similar to this, but you can see they're different sizes here. These are 5x3 is what these are. So I need these cells to be just designed a little bit differently. While they're sleeping, let's go real quick and let's get a shakedown there and also there. So we'll do those 2 security levels right now while we're trying to do that. And then I think perhaps we could bring in, see how many do we need here. So we could bring in a few of these guys too, I guess. Let's bump this up to, let's say 360 for now. And we'll bring in, let's say 5 medium or 5 minimum. We can go a little bit further than that, I think. Yeah, 10 minimum security gets us to 90. And then 13 medium, I think maybe we bump this up a little bit more. Let's go about like that. Yeah, about like that. So let's say, yeah, 11, 10. 10 minimum security, 23 medium security. That'll be our intake for the day. And then When that's done, which will happen right now, done. Yep, we'll go ahead and close it from there. And then by the time the buses get down here and drop people off, they should be done searching all these cells, or at least getting very close to done searching all these cells. And then they can go immediately into intake here too. We're finding a lot of contraband up here, which is great. We really need to buckle down on that. Same thing with any tunnels that might appear down here too. But the tunneling and escapes and stuff have been pretty much... We've locked this place down pretty well. I say this, and then we're going to have an escape today. But I think we've locked this place down pretty well. So for these cells here, with our 93K, we're going to give them just regular old beds. And we'll put that, let's say, in the top side here. So we'll go about like that with it. We'll start on this side, and then we can expand to have more cells later. I'll just copy them over, I suppose. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just lay them in like this. And then I want the toilets to be on the inside, so they're not able to quickly dig. So we're going to have the toilets be kind of near the door like this instead. And then same thing with, we'll put a light right here next to it so that all the cells will have lights as well. Drain, drain, drain. You know it. Shower head, shower head, shower head. And then we're also going to want to make sure that we have a radiator in this area too, just for the sake of heat. We have one right there. I'm going to put another one over here as well. So right about there as well. And then our hot water pipe will go up and be there. Our small pipes, we are going to have to extend this big pipe a little bit further out this way. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do that, but that's just the way it goes. I'm going to have this come all the way up like that. And then we're also going to need that in here too. So I think probably near the doors on this side as well is where we're going to have this stuff. So we'll say right about there, there. Leave this open for now. And then these pipes will go, I think, from here up and then over. And we'll see how far we actually have to go with a large pipe. But I have a feeling we probably need to go at least, I would say, this far. At least this far with it. Yeah, and so we'll put the small pipe insulation here too. Okay, so they have lots of jobs to do. We also found some tunnels. Very nice. And I think we're pretty much wrapped up here. Let's go ahead and get that intake going. Plus, we have lockup and sleep times and everything, so we need all our guards to get back on their posts now. Workmen, you guys will be in charge of removing the tunnels. Do you find any tunnels up here? Not yet. See, this is the problem. We get people doing the shakedown stuff and they're not on their post anymore. So we need them to get through here. I like this long walk. In general, I like the long walk. I think maybe there are some problems with it, and that it gives them more opportunity to kick off before they get to their food, but it separates them. Oh my gosh, they did it again. This gang graffiti. You kidding me right now? Clean that up. Somebody get in here and clean that up. Yeah, that'll piss them off, but whatever. The danger is actually rising. So we have Furious, Mad, leaders being punished. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? He's sleeping. The leader's being punished. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is there a new leader? Has the next leader arrived? Is it you? Unknown reputation, it says. Legendary. There it is. Greg M. Oh boy. G-Dog M. Was arrested for stealing a demo of Super Punch Bros 5. Used to be a small-time YouTuber before said event. Greg G-Dog M. And he's a legendary gang member. Well, we're going to slap you in Supermax for now. And we don't have that done yet, but we do have to accelerate this a bit, don't we? So we need to do something about this. I'm thinking, for the time being, I don't like the idea of using this holding cell for Supermax, like, at all. I don't like that idea at all. But I may have to do it. We'll see. He's probably good for a little while here. He's supposed to be in solitary for 2 hours. We're going to end that punishment just to make it to where the gang members don't kick off. That's going to bring the Furious down. Okay, so that is absolutely the gang leader right there. All right, and then what about you, Benjamin? Are you a gang leader as well? Do we have all of them in here now? Gangs. Oh, we could just see the crown. We don't have to guess anymore. He's wearing the crown. 22 members of that gang now. It is what it is. Yep, they're going to get mad. They're getting very mad. I want to look into separating the gangs. Maybe. I should look into separating the gangs. All right, so these cells need to be done too. And I think these are 4x4, so it's a different configuration than even these cells are. So I don't actually currently have any 4x4 cells. So I want to go and get... honestly, I sort of feel like putting them in dormitories. I know it seems weird to put two, like, Supermax people in the same cell, but they might fight each other instead of me. If they fight each other instead of my guards, they beat each other up, and then, when they're weakened, we can then tase them then. You know what I mean? Probably shouldn't do that. I probably shouldn't do that. Let's put the bed in the back corner of this side. So we'll start with these two cells. For now, we'll focus all the construction time on these two cells. So let's get this in here. This is a straight wall in the back. And then we're going to have the cell doors. I think we'll put it on this side. Yes, we'll put it right here on this side. So all of this area here is in general where our utilities and stuff are going to go. So the toilets would end up being on the corner. Maybe I can even separate that a little bit more just to get it away from the edges. Put it in the middle. Yeah, maybe there. But then it'd have to be different on this side. Now, you know what? We'll do this a little bit differently. Just kind of mix things up a bit, yeah? So we'll go like this, and then I still want this. I'm not mixing that up. You kidding me? We're going to put a wall light in as soon as there's a wall. And I'll just put the regular light in. It's fine. Regular light in there. And then I think we're going to want lots of other stuff in here too. We're going to want maybe some paintings on the wall. I don't think that really matters for their enjoyment. We're going to want things that allow them to be happy and satisfy their needs. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to raise the cell's grade, but we do need to provide a way for them to, for example, get exercise. So I'm looking for the dumbbells, and I just don't see them. There it is, dumbbell rack. This improves yard's grade, gymnasium's grade. What it does is it caters to the exercise need. And that's primarily what I'm looking for there, catering to the exercise need. So we're going to put that, I think, in the corner, like that, in the corners here. Training dummy, I don't want them to have any fighting skills, so making them better makes no sense. And then the radio. Radio, I think, is the next thing to do here. And we'll put that over by the toilet. That seems like a good place for it, doesn't it? And then how about we get their reading needs and stuff too, their literacy needs. I think the bookshelves do that now, or was that a mod from before? Literature is satisfying. I thought that's what that was doing. Bookshelf. Yeah, we'll put that over by the dumbbell rack too, I guess, or maybe on the wall here. Maybe over by the bed. Put it over by the bed like this. This will be the start of the Supermax cells. Now, the reason why you give Supermax all these special perks, right, is to hopefully make them happy and keep them contained while they're happy, right? So, like, this guy's got hydration need, which is weird because he has this. Well, I guess maybe he doesn't have the pipe installed. I thought he would, though. Oh, actually, I need to take a look at this. Because don't I have... Ooh, so that toilet, he can get right there. Which isn't a huge deal because he's going to want to be outside then, too. He's not going to keep taking this direction when he's got outside. So he probably won't take that pipe. And also, this isn't going to be his cell anymore. It's going to be a visitation area, which will be locked off. And then these guys will use this for visitation. So they will share a visitation area with Death Row with a wall separating them. So the door will end up being moved and all that stuff. This is always a temporary thing that's set up right here in this area. Up. Who's dead? It is a guard. Shit. Damn. L money. One of my guards died. That is... It's no good, man. We have 4 staff that have died on duty. Yikes. Okay, we could probably do overproduction. I don't need the money right now, though. That's the thing. Like, monies are great. Money's great, but I'm not short on it. So I'm good for now. I'm getting to the point now where what did I have to have? Like 200,000 in the bank by the end, or did I say 2 million like an idiot? I don't remember what I said. I think the valuation of the prison had to be 2 million, but I don't think I needed 2 million in the bank. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. I don't have my bullet point, my criteria in front of me here, but I forgot how much money I had to have cash with no debt. Hopefully I didn't say $2 million like an idiot, because that's like so unnecessary to have that. But I mean, we are getting to the point now where we're almost done expanding the prison, right? And once you're done expanding, then you're done with huge bulk purchasing. And then that becomes like money becomes not that important anymore because you're done expanding. So like this little bit here isn't going to cost more than maybe 20 grand with all the cells combined, maybe 40. And then this area over here is probably like 200 grand total. So, I mean, I'm getting close to the point where I don't have to, invest extra. Any investments I actually do, I put an extra space in that just for you guys, should be like expanding like this. It should be more power infrastructure so that we can export more power is what it should be. And we're also expanding to new cells and everything too here. So having more of these makes sense in that regard too. Just put one more over like that. And then we're going to have a lot of expansion in here, and that's powered by this area. So this area needs it too. Now I've already expanded the power cables down like this so that I could dismantle this and have essentially no consequence for doing so. So we're going to take out this power cable arrangement here, and that's going to allow me to go in and add additional wind turbines to this arrangement too, with the space. That's, with all the spacing stuff too. So let them kind of take this and disable it. Yeah, I want to get that cleared out of here completely. And then once that's out of the way, we'll go ahead and place that one in, and then that one in, and then I guess I could probably space them out just a little bit more at that point. So maybe we'll go like this, like this, like this. So like, add more money into my investments here. But then we'll say that maybe these cables just come up like this to connect everything up. All right, so that'll connect additional power generation on that side. We'll get additional power generation on that side as well. And then over here, same thing, more power generation on that side too. So we end up spending like 50 grand on power expansions there. All right, so these cells, of course, need to have electricity as well. So the electrical, I think, is going to come down through here. And then I want to go, I think, along the back side of the cells here. That's going to cover pretty much everything, I would think. And then on this side, I don't know yet whether I'm going to keep this or not. So I think we'll maybe go that far for now. Well, that's not even necessary. We can just continue along the wall, can't we? Yeah, I think that's probably going to cover the power needs for this area. The water needs were good, actually, on these two, but it does look like we are going to be limited on this side, so we will need to go further with the big pipe, which we'll do once there's no longer a person here. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, is move this person over here. So the next step here, I guess, is let's get some lighting in here. Let's get some lighting. We'll say wall lights will be here, I guess, for now. Along the backside there too, just to light these corridors and stuff. We'll put a light here because we can for now. I also would like to get a remote on that door. Get that happening too. And then any other objects we want in the cell. The sink. Yes, the sink. And I actually think I will move the radio to be closer to the dumbbells. That makes more sense. And then we will place the sink over there. So the sink and mirror will end up being like that. And this one will also do the same thing. And they should be able to get their hydration needs settled with that. That's the whole point. I think phone booth, perhaps, inside the cells that can call. I know that seems a little very favoritism happening here, lots of favoritism, but if it prevents them from kicking off, then it means we won't get just utterly destroyed by them. I'd rather not get utterly destroyed by them. Is there anyone obvious being targeted here? let's get our friendly neighborhood 100% informant to come on in here so he can show me. And then I want to keep an eye on the gang screen because I did tell this guy to be Supermax, so he shouldn't be assigned to a cell right now. Oh, he is. He's in here. Okay, he's in that holding cell all to himself. That's fine. We want to get this cleared away, though. I want to evict them. Yeah, they need to be evicted. They're owning the kitchen. It's crazy. They're just really interested in owning the kitchen, which clearly means, at least that tells me anyway, that I need to have a few more guards in the kitchen. So I'm going to have like 3 guards in the kitchen at all times, just to try to prevent that from happening. And then, with this part done, I mean, they're not done yet, but they will be very soon. I think maybe we'll take the solitary door and lock it open for now so they can get in and out of there easier. Let's go ahead and have that be a big priority right before the winter too, man. Lots of doors going through here. I think I can probably get rid of that door now, right? Am I to the point where I can do that yet? No. I need these guys to move over into this block. Okay, so that's the next task, is this block over here. On this side, we're gonna have more cells on this side, but let's focus on this before we start adding more projects for workmen right now. Oh boy. Let me make sure I think I maybe need more guards. I don't know. 72 are not doing anything right now. 72 available, so I shouldn't be needing more guards. What I need is maybe just better yeah, maybe put more in the areas where they are. Just keep more around, you know? Yeah, I like that idea better. Just keep more around in these areas. Not necessarily spreading them out, but just making sure they're nearby so they can respond. Yeah. Okay, then this area over here is our new fight club that we're going to have. Now, I'm going to make this... I made this a little bit bigger. And that's okay. So we're going to have this be there, this be here. This is going to end up being like a little walkway. We'll have a bench or something in there maybe, but they'll have the door for the fight club will be on this side. This will just be a hallway then. So the door ends up being here. And we'll say the door is just a regular door. Yep, like that. And then our classroom door will be there, just like the other side on that other classroom. And this is an empty room for now. May end up being psychologist offices and stuff to just have more behavioral therapy stuff going on for maximum security areas. All right. For the flooring, as super important as it is, we'll go with this great floor here. See what I did there? It's a great floor. Because yeah, you probably didn't get that. It's fine. I let you know. It's a thing. And then I want slow movement, I think. Is there a floor type that provides slow movement indoors, I wonder? So these are indoor floors. Do any of them have slow movement? Because I know there are plenty with fast movement. Doesn't look like it. Safety need. Padded. Walk speed slow. Okay, well, it sounds maybe weird, but if it's walk speed slow, that's what I'm looking for through here. So there we go. We'll put padded flooring through here. That's all right with me. Cargo, checkered. Carpet. Ooh, hang on. Fire resistant carpet. One moment, please. We're going to sell this floor. Fire resistant carpet seems better. That seems a lot better. Yeah. Colored stone tiles, weathered stone, triangular tiles. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go with fire resistant carpet here instead. Let's just do this. I don't really care about that extra money. Put that through here. Fire resistant carpet instead. That'll protect this area a little bit better. We could do the same thing in here, just to kind of make sure that any fires that they may set in their cells, it doesn't spread, or at least it doesn't spread quickly. So we'll put that through there, through that walkway around there. That's fine. We'll just yeah, let's just do this all the way around for now. Okay. And then through this canteen area, I suppose would be the same thing. Yep. We'll leave the cells to be that great floor. And then, is that the only fire resistant flooring? Because these are carpets. That's fire resist. I don't see any other fire resistant flooring. Yeah, that seems it. Oh, laminate. Okay, but this is normal walk speed. I want slow. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Maybe we'll put that... Maybe we'll put it in the visitation area, the laminate flooring. We got some gang business going on over here. Oh boy. They're organizing. Yeah. Starting to get a little bit stronger. Got lots of guard presence in this area, though. They can't take this. They're not going to be able to take that area. We have guards persistently in there now, too. And they are taking some tables. They're claiming that territory. We got a lot of people waiting on solitary cells. Are we to the point now where we need more? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Some of these guys are sharing solitary cells. Yeah. This area down here is going to add a lot more. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 additional ones going in over here, but I mean, I may need more. It's possible. We got some over here that are available, though, so just need guards to bring them into the solitary area, really. So there's still some available. And then there's the cage, but I don't think the cage is really working. You know, like, I just don't think it's a thing that matters anymore, right? So I think I'm going to move this to just be maybe out by this, and then I'll make these solitary cells instead, which will be, I think, fairly straightforward. We just do one of these numbers here and then like that. So this area here needs to be shifted. We'll get this door to move over here, for example, and then the fence will go like that. So we'll get things moved over, and we'll have additional 4 solitary cells in the middle of the yard too. It's probably fine. Okay, so I think Waymark here is ready to be moved over here, I think. So we're going to say that my deployment, I think at all times, right? We need guards in this area at all times. We're going to say that this is a cell block, so I need to make these cells. These are cells now. And the deployment screen for these is that this is going to be a Supermax area. So we're going to say Supermax area here. And now we just need these to be, enclosed with the doors. So let's grab, where is it? Doors. I need secure door there and there, please, on the double. And then we need to set up some of our routes and stuff. So for patrols, I want in this area right here, we'll have a patrol. And we're going to assign, I think, no, not like this. Not like this. Here we go. We're going to assign at all periods of time. I don't want this to be specific to any schedule. So we'll be 1 armed guard in here at all times. And we're going to have a dog handler in here at all times. And then we're going to have at least 2 guards in here at all times. All right. And then this patrol will be, eventually it'll work its way down here, but I don't think there's any reason to be there right now. So this will be where they are all the time. We're also going to have another one out here. And I want to have like 2 guards in this area stationed at all times too. And then we'll move him over here once there's the door. At this point, we'll need a canteen. Like I have this area temporarily is what I'm going to make the canteen. But it's, I think we're going to need a better one at some point here. So I'm going to make this big thing a canteen for now. Then I think now that he's already eaten, he's already got the serving. Yeah, so he's got food now. So with that done, I'm going to move this over here. And we'll say that is maybe along that wall like this for now. And I'll put it in the back. It's fine. Along the wall back there for now. And then we'll move everything else over. Snack machine and stuff can get moved over. We'll start moving all that stuff to be here instead. And then we'll reconfigure the kitchen to serve that once more. Okay, so I got my Supermax guys moved on over into their cells over here. Let me just real quick take a look at their regime. So this is going to be their eat period. There's no food here at all for them. So this is it's a big problem. This might lead to some chaos here, but we do have a snack machine. Perhaps they will use it, or they will just go hungry today, which One of them does have a pretty high food need, so that's going to be an issue. We also don't have any solitary cells or anything for these guys. At the moment, that's not a big deal because they are gang leaders. I don't necessarily want the rest of their gang kicking off, right? So I'm probably going to forgive a lot of their grievances anyway, or I don't think it's going to deter them. The thing is, like, if it's a deterrent and it makes it easier to handle later, then that's great. But typically with these guys, that doesn't really deter them all that much. Yeah, it's here. If the prisoner is involved in fights, murders, escape attempts, etc., I don't think there is anything I can really do to deter this person from kicking off because of their extremely volatile nature. So it's kind of like there's no purpose to throwing them in the shoe. We're going to want to also make that staff-only corridor there for now. Yep. So make sure they're all completely in here. And then there's no heat in here either, so they're going to be all very cold and everything. We got to get this in. So I'm trying to get the heating going right now. We got some of the heating pipes being moved through here, and then I also need to insulate them so that we don't lose it anyway. So let's get the heating pipes insulated all the way through this region right here, at least for now, all the way through here. Yeah, I don't even think I need that one done. That one can just, yeah, I actually think we could just dismantle that one. Here. Yeah, we won't need any of these, so these things can just go away. But I want to get this going because everything's going to be very cold in here right now. And then let me get Supermax. We're throwing you in lockup, yeah. So you'll be in lockup very soon now. There's yard time as a part of your schedule. You come up here for that. And so you're not going to be able to do that now. So I'm going to have to go Supermax here, I guess. You're going to walk through all the way up in here. There you go. And then we have our snipers that will be watching over that. I think maybe I should get another one. Another wooden guard tower out here. Another sniper tower out here. We can just get 2 of them in this area. They don't have to be, you know, anywhere close. They're snipers. They cover a huge range, so they don't have to be very close. So I'm gonna actually have them be maybe just right next to each other is fine. Yeah, we'll put another one out here, and then we'll go ahead and hire another one too, if necessary. It's probably necessary. Yeah, we can hire one more. We'll throw them in the security room for now. Yeah, somebody being targeted. Ex-gang member being targeted. Yep, we'll throw you in protective custody. And then there's some more gang business happening over here. Where is it at? So you're the one that's kind of in the middle of all this gang business I keep seeing pop up. 89% to reoffend. Your traits are recruiter. I think maybe that's it. The gang business you're doing, it could be the resourceful stuff too, but I don't exactly know what you're up to, but you're doing things. We're up to 25 members, so I think recruiting is what your gang business is. Because there's a lot of gang members in here now, and our efforts to get them out of the gang is kind of a futile effort, isn't it? I'm going to say it that way. It's futile. In this area here, right, we're kind of doing some interesting things too. Let me just move this. I'm going to move that there, and then the dumbbell rack. We're going to slide this over into this cell somewhere. I guess we'll put it right there. I'm trying to move everything over. There we go. Put that there. And then we're going to make this an extended visitation area. So visitation rooms do not have a size requirement. And so because of that, prisoner can be in a very, very small area. I'm going to have all the visitors wide open over here. And then each of these booths will be separated. So we end up with, you know, these walls that separate them. I think it'll be wall and then boom, boom, and then wall. Yep. So it'll be kind of like this, right? And then this will be open again there. So it'll end up being extended out to about this far. Yep. Let's move that bed, bring that over into here, and then we'll want to have a concrete wall just extend in there. So we're ready for a third cell if needed. there is another prisoner that's not legendary, but they are constantly kicking off. I may actually... Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Waterhouse. You're not legendary, but you have like every trait of a legendary prisoner. Whoa. That's nuts. I did not notice you. That's crazy. Well, you're Supermax too. Yikes. So yeah, we have another cell. We have a reason for another cell in here. So we'll try to get that stuff going too. It's going to be a little bit, so we'll get him separated at least from the general population for now. It looks like we do finally have the heating done, I think. So I should be able to see temperature, and it's comfortable now. Okay, good. Just making sure on that. So now I think I want to have a guard. Let's hire 2 more real quick. I want to have a guard always in this little area. So just in case there's an escape or whatever, or for whatever reason these doors are taking forever to open, somebody else can do it, because we should have those doors on remote. They should all be connected right now. Is that not connected? No, it's not. I missed it. I did this one and not this one. Okay, well, that's why. And then let's get the other one to do it too. They have a lot of door connections. I may want another door controller. Oh boy. So I looked into it, and parole lawyers dying doesn't actually count as an incident when it comes to like earning your money. That doesn't actually count as an incident, which I find to be really weird. However, I have had a guard die this episode, and that apparently didn't count either. So I'm at almost 50 days without incident. So I really don't know what they count as an incident at this point. What do you count as an incident? It's weird. 50 days without incident doesn't seem accurate to me. I should definitely not be getting that bonus right now. Yep, he's a psycho. And this is just the beginning. We don't even have that many maximum security prisoners in here right now, right? This is just, it's kind of nuts. Like, we have 64 maximums. That is quite a bit. I'm not sure why we have 64 maximums. Why do we have 64 maximums? I didn't bring that many in, did I? Yeah, okay. Maybe I did bring that many in. So I'm gonna have to readjust my deployment here, because I don't have enough cells for these guys right now. So if I move this door to here, that'll get these cells to be with us, and then I can move this door to, let's say, here. Maybe all the way over. Yeah, at this point, I think all the way over. If I move this door, servo to here, and move this door to here, and then let's take this door and move it to here, and this door and move it to servo and move it to there. And then we'll take, I guess, this door servo over and this door servo over, or the doors. Get those happening now. And we'll see what that does to my cell blocks right now. My deployment. It should basically turn this whole area into maximum, with the exception of a few cells over here, I think. We'll see. Actually, might not have positioned it correctly, but we'll see. Once the doors are in place, we'll see. Yeah, so that's going to move that. Those are all maximum now. This is going to take all of these. Now we have this problem. Okay, so hang on. Now we want to change. It's this hallway right here that's doing it. Yes, it's this hallway. So what we'll do now is, the quickest way to take care of this is to make an empty room right here. And we'll just make that staff only. And if we do that, then this area becomes maximum security, and this becomes medium again. And that enables me to have more cells. Now we're up to 76 capacity. So now all the maximum prisoners can, in fact, have a cell. And then you need to get out of there. Yep. And now I want all of those doors need to be reconnected to the door controllers. And I think I will want another door controller. There's just a lot of doors on the existing controllers. So we're going to go here with it. Have another one added. And then we'll, mostly connect the same ones. I usually overlap them, because if one can't do it, then the other one can. That kind of thing. I don't necessarily I don't like them having their own exclusive doors, because if there's somebody here and he's not that busy and this one's overloaded, right? And then like this guy gets up for a break, and all of his doors are not opening right now, right? It's like I want them overlapping. At least a little bit overlapping. Guards can always come in and do it, but yeah, okay, so this needs to have, it doesn't need to have the flooring. What's most important is just the basics, which is what we have right now. So we want to get our Supermax prisoner in here. Let's go doors, secure here. And that Supermax that's not a gang leader, you're on permanent lockdown. Anyone who's not a gang leader, permanent lockdown. We will deliver food to you, okay? You just have everything you need right here, even the phone, okay? That's fine, I think. At least until we get Visitation up and running properly, and yeah, all of that. Do we not have... Oh, this didn't get connected. Okay, I was gonna say this should have enough power to connect here, but it's acting like it doesn't. We'll bring it around, it's fine. Let's see, what else can we do for this cell right now? We have the basic essentials in here. Let's grab a radio. Yeah, and the chair. And the bookshelf. And the phone. Which I might remove. I think I'm probably going to end up removing the phones. Eventually, I'm going to remove those phones because they'll have visitation. But at the moment, they need the phones. So. Things are getting much more complicated in our little penitentiary, which is no longer a little penitentiary, but it's getting a little bit crowded. It's going to be a little bit overloaded, right? And we haven't even made our permanent maximum wing yet. We have 71 of those prisoners, so we're at like what, 30% of our capacity for maximum inmates. Ugh. It's gonna be a tough time. We're gonna say that the visitation booth. I can type, I swear. Visitation booth. Ooh, maybe we'll just do video calls instead. Interesting. We could. Want to do that there. Let's move this radio. Just dismantle it for now. Get that out of the way. And then as soon as we have the other booth in place, I can then remove this wall and everything will be fine. So put this booth right here. Yep. And then we want the walls to go like that and like that. And then from there we can eliminate this, and then the whole thing becomes visitation. Visitation. Whole thing becomes visitation. There. So we'll have them put these in, and then we're ready to rock and roll. And then I can move this door over too. I think this door will end up being moved over here because just a little extra walking. You know, I don't need them to do that. We can also move these windows. Maybe put them over here. It's just gonna make it cold though. Now we'll dismantle the windows. We don't need those. I got 2 people being targeted. What's going on over here? Okay, hang on. We got lots of fighting happening here. I don't like this. There's just so much violence in this area, you know? I have more guards in this area, and then let's add... I have patrols going through here, but clearly not enough. So I'm gonna add additional guards to this patrol route here more often. And we'll have 1 more dog in here too. I want more guards in this area at all times. All right, we have this guy being... He's an ex-gang member. We'll get him into protective. How much capacity? You have room for 1 more. Crap. This guy's an ex-gang member too, also being targeted. We go protective custody. That fills protective custody. No more room in protective custody, which I'm starting to see that probably this is not enough. I think I need a bigger wing for this, which I've spoken about that in the comments before. The plan for that, if I need to expand protective custody, is to add additional cells up here and then move the yard to be over in this area. So I'm just moving the yard over into this wide gap. That's why I've got room around the outside in case I miscalculated my necessities or whatever. Like if I have more needs. There's also a holding cell in protective custody as well. So we have room for more prisoners that don't have a cell. I could potentially, for example, have like maybe 35 of them right now if I just added a couple of extra beds, which is good because it looks like I'm going to need to have something, because it looks like Hurricane Whiplash Johnson is also being targeted for some reason, and I can't figure out why. We should... I've already prompted the informant to come in, so I should see everything. There should be no question marks anywhere here. Potential CI here. Hey, that's a pretty good one. Ian Headland is a foodie, huh? Cunningly brutal. That's a great description. I'm going to recruit you. We're looking for pretty much anyone that's at risk, right? That's the idea. So we go security menu, and then we do this. A lot of people vulnerable, potentially here. You're an ex-gang member and a snitch. Oh, yeah, you're definitely protective custody. Wow. That's definitely got to happen. All right, what else we got in this cheat of a menu? We have somebody over here is Eaton. What are you? Just an ex-gang member. I'm going to put you in protective as well. Now, we need ways for these guys. We need programs and stuff for these guys, too. We're going to bring them all over here, and then they can't get any education, and they can't get, you know, any type of therapies whatsoever because there's no program for them. So that's another oversight that I had. I didn't do that very well. One thing I'm considering is taking this shop, which is full of goods and no one to work there right now. I mean, these guys do need luxuries. At some point, they're going to need luxuries. Some of them are probably just... I don't know, maybe they're getting out before they really need them, but like some of them you see a maximum need for luxuries there. So it's not like a critical thing, but it's really nice in calming them down. And a lot of these guys need luxuries. So I do want the shops to be functional, but I'm starting to think like, what else could I do to I need to give them more, right? Like give them a way to go to class, that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking this staff room right here used to be in a good space. Maybe that moves here, so it can respond everywhere. Maybe that moves here, and then this area can now be where a classroom can go, a meeting room can go. You know, maybe we can have additional parole even. I don't know. We're at... no, we only have 4 up for parole, so... I am keeping up with parole quite well. I don't think I'm keeping up with medical. I think I need more doctors. There's a lot of people that require medical attention. I'm just not sure... Oh my gosh, they took over the frickin'... Of course they did. Clean that up, please. Of course they did. They're taking over the fight club room, too. We're clearly going to have to fight against gang control. It's definitely happening. So next video, we're going to take a look at maybe how to secure this a little bit better, to fix this situation a little bit better. I want to get doctors that are actually going to do something instead of just hanging out in here. So if we could maybe have some of you guys, you know, actually go ahead and do something, that would be very helpful. Maybe doctor, if you could, you know, make your way over here to treat the wounded. You know, get yourself up there, please. Do your job. Yep, there you go. You get over here and do your job, please. There you go. Treat the wounded. We have first aid stations everywhere, so they're not going to die or bleed out. And then we need even more protective solitary confinement too. So I'm thinking next video maybe I'll build this part all the way down to here, and then we'll have all these solitary cells available too. And I probably will end up having... This is a wide open area. I had this in case I need more cells, but I'm starting to think I need more solitary cells, not just regular cells. It has to hit this capacity because for the goal. So like, I still need to use the space, but I'm thinking maybe this empty room here, for example, solitary cells, you know, something like that. We have meeting rooms here they could be accessing. We have another classroom right here for them to access. I just need to get this hallway done. So, and then they can get in here and use these facilities. So that's what I'm going to do now. I think it's 63K. I'm just going to go in and let's bring this all the way down to here. And then also from here up through all the way into here and then in here as well. Okay. So we'll build this part of it to expand this out. And that at least gives me access to these rooms that I've already built. And then the solitary cell area that's already designated. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.